Now, I'm the first guy to talk about the breaks all evening out over the long run, but this is kind of getting ridiculous. Last night, Houston Astros, the difference between a winning night or a losing night. Had the Astros plus $1.15, a 5-dime play. With Wandy Rodriguez on the hill, pitched a great game. They took him out after 6-7 innings. But still, the Astros go into the bottom of the ninth inning at Milwaukee with a comfortable, so I thought, 5-2 lead. Naturally, they bring in their closer, Matt Lindstrom. He gives up 4 runs. Milwaukee wins 6-5. And as I said, that's the difference between a winning and a losing night overall. When you smush it all together, and you can see the results as you scroll down the page, lose 6.5 dimes on Friday evening. Before we get to your Saturday free pick, meant to answer a question that came through customer service a couple of days ago from a gentleman who asked, actually a couple of you guys asked about boxing. Do I still bet on boxing? Yes, I still bet on boxing. I discussed it a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of days ago in one of the videos. Problem with boxing nowadays, though, however, is that it's very hard to bet on boxing because you have such inequality in the matchups. It's very hard to get decent prices. The only way to really bet on boxing nowadays is via proposition plays. And you know what I'm talking about. Is the fight going to go so many rounds? Is there going to be a knockout? Is there going to be a TKO? That's really the only sane way to bet on boxing unless you're willing to lay overwhelming odds with a favorite. Now, the last boxing match I happened to bet on was Mayweather's last fight, but I had to lay 4-1 to do it, but I felt that comfortable and that confident in Mayweather and went ahead and did it. Believe me, if there's any boxing things that I'm going to be betting on, I'll give them to you free here on the video because it's nothing I would ever charge for because, again, 9 times out of 10, I'm more than willing to lay a pretty heavy price. Sometimes I'll venture in some of the proposition plays in terms of distance, but again, boxing has changed so dramatically over the past 15 years since you don't really have that many good, evenly matched competitors in any of the weight divisions. It's very hard to get some good prices. Truth be told, by the way, I've lost 1 boxing match ever that I bet on. Just 1, ever in my whole life. And that one particular loss taught me a very important lesson. It was way back, and I'm talking way, way back. I was a kid back then, betting Muhammad Ali against Larry Holmes. Muhammad Ali was my favorite fighter ever. Loved him. I saw the pictures of him. He had slimmed down. He had taken the gray out of his hair. He looked good. Little did I know that the onset of Parkinson's had already taken hold. Little did I know that he was on diuretics going into that fight. Looked good. And in my heart, I wanted to believe that he had a chance against Holmes. Taught me a very important lesson, however. Never bet with the heart, always bet with the head. That's the only boxing match I ever bet on and lost in my entire life. For your free pick today, I'm going to head to Camden Yards, and I'm going to go against the Baltimore Orioles. You may recall on Tuesday night, I used Baltimore as a small 5-dime play and cashed in Buck Showalter's debut. One thing I learned in my years as a reporter, whenever you have a managerial change in baseball, and I found this to be especially true in baseball more than any other sport, you usually will find a team coming out in its first game or so, they win. I'm telling you, it just seems like money in the bank. This year, first game out for new teams, and I'm talking about new managers, not interim managers, okay? New managers this year. First game out, those teams have gone a perfect 3-0. Now, it's not always the first game, but I usually give it the first 2 games, and I will ride a team with a brand new skipper at the helm. Whether it's because they come in, and I found over the years, players will often talk about they've got a brand new clean slate because the old regime is out. It's just a lightening of the load of the atmosphere in the clubhouse. It's just something fresh that happens when you've got 25 guys in the clubhouse and you've got a new manager. So, it worked to perfection on Tuesday night, but since then, the Orioles have won 4 in a row, including a 2-1 victory in 10 innings last night against the White Sox at home. But listen, just like I talked about the breaks always evening out, statistically speaking, this isn't going to continue. The Orioles are still the same lousy team that they were under Dave Tremblay, under interim manager Juan Samuel as well. Yes, they've won 4 in a row, and yes, They have batted a robust .324 during this 4-game winning streak, but that is that's 65 points higher than their collective batting average on the season. And they're not going to have that much success tonight against Gavin Floyd, who has quietly rebounded from another miserable start at the start of the season to go pitch some of the best ball in the major leagues here the past couple of months. He has an earned run average of 1.06 in his last 11 starts. Against the Orioles in 3 career starts, the last of which was 2008 for full disclosure. He has an ERA of 2.53 in 2 career starts at Camden Yards, 1-0 with a 1.29 earned run average. The White Sox have won 7 of his last 9 starts. On the other hand, Kevin Millwood, the Orioles have lost 9 of his last 12 starts. He has an 8.84 earned run average, 8.84 in his last 11 starts, and in his last 5 trips to the mound, he's given up 5 runs or more in every one of those outings. He's 1-4 in 10 home starts this year with a 5.86 earned run average, allowing 97 base runners. That's hits plus walks, 97 base runners in just 63 innings, but that's very consistent with his season numbers. Home and away. Every time Millwood looks around, he's got somebody from the opposing team on the base behind him someplace. 205 base runners and 125 innings pitched. That's why he's 2-11 on the season. He's also 0-2 with an earned run average of 7.07 in his last 3 starts against the White Sox, which drops his career record against the Pale Hose to 1-5 in 10 starts. So I'm going to back the White Sox to bounce back from last night's loss. You have to play them on the run line, lay the 1.5 runs. White Sox on a 38-14 run. The White Sox on the run line, the Saturday complimentary play. Catch you again, guys, tomorrow morning.